Hi, welcome. I'm Christy. Thanks for joining for today's practice. Today's practice is called the balancing act. So right now the circumstances are, at least in my life, 3 children, online school, my husband at home, dog, and that can be a lot, right? Still trying to carry out doing classes online and doing my world of fitness and wellness while they're each doing their thing. And so it's a balancing act and trying to still clean the house. Do you know how hard it is? Probably maybe for some of you, cleaning the floors and mopping while there's all these people in the house. So it's a total balancing act. My story, personal story from just today, I got up with the mindset of I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do my yoga practice. And I got up and my son, my 8-year-old, was already awake, and he wouldn't want me to tell you this, but he didn't go to the bathroom before he went to sleep. And so, accident, pull the sheets off, 2 loads of laundry. Then I come downstairs a little while later, okay, now I'm gonna do my yoga. And I look over and my dog has thrown up on my yoga mat. Awesome. By the time that gets cleaned up, before you know it, it's time to get the kids ready, and boom, there it goes. So, balancing act, that's where we're at. So in today's practice, it's gonna be just coming back to our breath, doing some stuff, and then just whoop, get steady. And so hanging out in some of these poses for a longer period of time as we just kind of settle. So when things go crazy, we move, and then we settle in a pose and just be still, try to make the best of it, try to, not let what happened set us off, and just come back. So, and hopefully you have a meditation practice. I definitely must get my 15 minutes in a day, and optimally would be twice a day, but right now 15, and that makes a huge difference. So take some time to do some meditation would be my tip of the day for off the mat. Okay, so let's begin as always, letting the eyes close, wrists or hands resting comfortably on your knees. And so let's just breathe and be here now. As our eyes are closed and we're doing this little check-in, let's go with a color today. Choose a color that will set your mood for where you want to go. It's almost like, what do you need? Is there a color that comes to mind that will just bring in a little shift within you in a positive way? Is it yellow for energy and sunshine and warmth? Is it maybe like a blue or some kind of tone just to bring you down and mellow out, have some beauty there? Is it white light just as a way of just, again, a little bit of, maybe you see that as energized or calming, or just purity, accepting things as they are? Choose your color and imagine the whole body filling up with that color. And breathe it. On the inhale, you're as if your body could expand in all directions. And that color gets to expand. And then as you exhale, you just bring it in like we want to hug it tight. Do a few more rounds of breath like that. The end of your exhale, bringing the chin down towards the chest, letting the eyes begin to open as we come into the space of the room that we're in, all that's around us, and connecting back with one another. Let's begin turning yourselves over onto all fours. Let your hips sink back towards your heels. Let's go into a child's pose. Perhaps letting the knees go wider and the forehead can relax down, making contact with your mat. Take one more round of breath here. At the end of the exhale, looking forward. Let's bring your shoulders forward over the palms. Tuck the toes and go into a plank. And once you're in your plank, can you shift the hips side to side? And as we're doing this, maybe walk the feet forward a little bit closer towards the hands and then go again. So the hips will just feel like they're a little bit higher than they normally would in plank. And then make your way towards your center, up and back into a downward facing dog. Settle in here. Just be stable, grounded. Shake the head no and yes. Can you feel all 10 fingertips, base of the palm? Seeing that color coming up the arms to the shoulders, and as that color is coming up, we're just sucking it in. It's almost like it's through the mat, through the earth. We bring it in through the body. Turn the eyes of the elbow upward and spiral the shoulders out wide. Feeling the scapula going slightly downward. Seeing the color go through the head and the back. And then down the legs, out the heels and balls of the feet. Bring some bend into the legs and gaze forward, and let's take a walk, sending the feet towards the hands. Bend the legs more than they are already. Bend, bend, bend. Feel the hip bones coming down towards your mat. Maybe the hands can now go flat into your mat. And bring the chin towards the chest, so we're rounding in our upper spine here. Through the whole spine, actually. Again, shaking the head, no and yes. Freedom in the neck. Keep pressing the feet down, and we're slowly coming up. So legs begin to bend or straighten some more. Fingertips come off. And ever so slowly, we just get present as we stack. So when things get crazy in life, in our home, come back, get present, realign, stack, shoulders up and back, and balance it all out again. So with this whole practice today, it's just slowing things down, right? So I'll turn to face towards you. Let's keep our feet fairly narrow here, hip distance apart, or maybe even a little bit closer, like we're coming back in, hugging in. Send the arms out and up and interlace your hands. Bring the palms up towards the sky with a deep breath in. On the exhale, side bend to your right. And as we side bend to the right, can you press your feet down equally, specifically more so the right foot, because the body will want to go to the left. Press the right foot down if you're bent to the right side. And then gaze upward if that's okay for you. Straighten the bottom arms some more. And then come back up. Inhale. Stay here on your exhale. Bend your arms. Bring the hands behind your head, pressing the back of the head towards the hands and vice versa. Waking up along the back of the neck. Realigning. So stay where you are, but a lot of times we tend to be like this, right? Obviously I'm exaggerating, but probably 99 point something of us can work more on the pulling back and realigning shoulders, earlobes over shoulders. And then slowly we'll release that tension and then shake it out as the arms come to your sides. We'll go up and over for the other side, taking that up and over, interlacing, inhale, arms long, and side bend, let it go. Feel the feet rooting down, and then you squeeze the legs towards one another, and press the left foot down some more. And then perhaps looking up, send the top arm bone further back, and then straighten out your bottom left arm. Ooh, feel some sensation there. And slowly bring it back to your center. Hands to the heart. Inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Interlace the hands, send the palms down and forward, up, and then hands back to the heart. Let's repeat that a few rounds. So interlacing, send it down and forward, and up, exhale, back down. Inhale, exhale, out, up, bring it back. 2 more rounds, down, forward, up, to our hearts, interlacing, down, forward, up, bring it back to our hearts. Arms by your sides in your mountain pose, Tadasana. Allow the eyes to close. From here, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And we'll exhale out the mouth 3 times. Big breath in. More. Let it go. Bring it in. Bring it in. Let it go. 1 more like that. In and in. Let it go. Eyes open. Does it feel good? Give it a little shake. Let's stay with our balancing here. So we'll keep the left foot planted. Bring the right knee up towards the chest. Interlace the hands below the knees. And feel the arms begin to bend as we pull the shoulders and scapula slightly down and back. Can you feel the back body strengthening? If you fall out, just come back. Maybe use a wall if you need to use a wall. Good. Can we open it up? So left hand to left hip. Relift the right knee more. Open it out to your side. This is so funny. Sometimes you're on a foot, you're balancing, and it's fantastic and easy. And other days you're like, what is happening? And I swear I could do better. It's the balancing act. And so we're just holding, opening. Bring it back. And bring it down. Other side. Lift the knee up. Hands below the knee. Think of bringing the knee up towards the chest. Elbows down, scapula back. Can we open across the collarbone? What about those toes? Separate the toes and bring the balls of the feet down towards the earth. And then open it. Hand to hip. Open, 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 open. Good. Send it back. And bring it down. Whew. Shake it. Let's go through a sun salutation. I always like a sun salutation. To me, it's like coming home, or it's this beautiful wave that you're looking at visually if someone were to see you. At the same time, in the body, it just feels like this flow and coming home and doing something we know. So let's make that happen. Let's just do 3 rounds and just taking it through. Take it out and up. Inhale, exhale. Find the length and fold. Step it back. You can do your full Chaturanga right away, knees, chest, chin, or come down with me all the way, taps the feet, hands down our forearms, inhale, melt, lengthen, tuck the toes, up and back, down dog. Let's step it forward, the right leg rising, bend the right leg, bring it forward. Bring the left leg forward, inhale to lengthen, and let it go. Bend the legs, reverse swan dive all the way up, right back down, let's take it down. Length and fold. Step it back. Maybe knees, chest, chin. Tops of the feet down. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Tucking of the toes, up and back, downward dog. Left leg rise.
Look forward, bend the left leg, send it through, bring the right foot forward to match. Inhale, lengthen, and release. Bend the legs. Come on up. Let's do one more. Take it out and down. Lengthen, fold, step it back or jump back. Perhaps full chaturanga up on the toes. Pull the arm bones towards the center midline, 90-degree arms, tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the top head. Or maybe you're doing the other variation. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Woo. Now you can either go forward 1 foot at a time as we've done, or we can jump it forward if you want to jump. Bend the legs, pulling the rib cage to the thighs and vice versa. High heels. Inhale, see where you're going. Exhale, leap it forward. Inhale, length. Exhale, forward fold. Sitting down, take it into chair pose, so sit deeply, bringing those arms forward and maybe a little bit up. Softness in the shoulders. And let's be here now. Two more rounds of breath here. Slowly come to a stand. And arms by your sides. And then as we're coming here on the top of your mat, bring the right knee up as we did before. And instead of grabbing a hold, can we keep the hands to the hips and imagine that our knee here wants to make a circle. So we're gonna bring it in, crossing over, lift it higher, out to the side and down. Inhale, exhale, open up in that hip. 3, 2, lift it up. Can you flex the foot, cross it, figure 4. Can you come down, have a seat. Arms could be out there or in towards the heart. Breath in, come up a little bit, and exhale, sink some more. Come up, inhale, and exhale, sink. Slowly rise up, bring the right knee with you. Bring it up, bring it up. Can you bring your arms up too? Strengthen. And release. Lovely. So lovely. Shake, shake, shake. Other side. Grounding the right foot. Lift the left knee up, hands to the hips. And we're going to make those circles, so we're going to cross it over towards the right. And then we went up, out, and down. So it's a counterclockwise. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Up for 1. Up for 2. Lift it up. Open it out. Cross it over. Flex the foot. Figure 4. Come on down. Shifting the weight back in the sit bones, the hips. Chest coming forward. Arms go where they want to go. Stay. 3, for 2. Breathing. Slowly come up. Release. Breathe. Okay, let's take it down through our Chaturanga. So we're at the top, through our Salutation. So we're at the top. Take it out and up, inhale and exhale. Find your flow, breath in, forward fold, step it back. Either meeting in downward facing dog or doing your variation of our Chaturanga here. Do a little side to side shift. And then let's lift that right leg up, inhale, as we've done. We're gonna go into that figure 4, so bend your right leg. Can it come forward, 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 and then flex it, cross it over, so ankle is over your left thigh. And separate the toes as you flex the foot. And let's come forward, keeping that figure 4. Inhale, looking forward and beyond, and exhale, up and back. 2 more times forward, breath in. And up and back. 1 more forward. Up and back. Okay, we're gonna walk our hands to that left foot or towards the left foot. Eventually you're gonna come and have a seat. So the heel, left heel will come high. As you sit, walk your hands around. So, can you get the left heel towards the center of you know what back there? Okay? And keep walking your ankles or your fingertips here closer towards the hips. It's a balancing act. Imagine that the right foot here is pressing against a wall. And today is the day that the hands can come off or not. Or not. So let's see what's possible. I think about or not today. And what happens if we go for a little walk? So what happens if we walk to the left, walk, 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 bring the arm over. We're just playing. Can the foot press into the hand? And then can we come up and go for a walk on the other side? If you fell out of it, it's okay. See if you can come back or just work on your basic malasana with both feet down. See if you can walk, walk, walk. And we pull the elbows, bend the elbows. I'll turn so you can see. So you're here. That left foot's probably firing a lot, huh? And then if you bend your arms and you bring your elbow just below your hip, you might be able to take a little flight. You're probably exhausted by now and already came out or are about to. So go ahead and float it down effortlessly. And then since we're already here, let's bring the right foot down and your left heel is still close by your sit bone. If you have some tightness going on, you might be here, you might be here. It might be helpful to sit on a block. So do what works for you. Okay, sitting tall, left arm hugs around the right leg, right hand behind. Inhale tall. Exhale, let's turn and twist, looking over the right shoulder. When I think of, when I say balancing act, when I think of like, well, how does that feel physically in the body? Well, when one leg is doing one thing and another leg is doing the other, or one foot is off the floor, that is what it feels like, right? So what's happening off our mat in life, and that's what's happening physically when we're here on the mat, being with it. Let's twist to the left now, right arm to the inside. Unwind. And let's let go of those legs, let them go long and give them a little shake out. Yeah. And then bending. And let's come back to that downward facing dog. If you want a little bit of a plank to down dog, back and forth, or lion's breath, whatever feels good, go for it. So if it's the lion's breath, that's exhaling for 3, out with the tongue on the exhale, the eyes roll up, big breath in. And then left leg is gonna rise. Bend it. Bring the thigh in towards the chest, and you'll bring the shoulders forward too. Cross over, figure 4. Left ankle then now outside the ankle glues onto the right thigh, and it stays glued as you go from down dog and come forward to plank. Up and back. And forward. One more time forward. One more time back. Hands walk towards that right foot, forming an equilateral triangle, or maybe even getting closer with the hands as you then come down and hands walk back towards the hips. I'm getting the heel more towards center.
lengthen the spine. It's today the day that hand or hands come off the mat. Just try it. Maybe it's really fast, like it's whoop, and that's it. Try again, breathe. Okay. And then we go for a walk. Walk to the right. So the left hand comes forward and walks around. And maybe there's a moment where you just feel that the foot is pressing into the arm and vice versa. And you just twist the upper spine over towards the right. Opening along the left side body, and then, whoa, if you fall, it's okay. Come back around to the left. Get in there. Squeeze the arm bones towards each other. Begin to lift the hips, bend your arms, and maybe you'll come up. This little teeter-totter, forward and up. Yeah, when you've had enough, come on down. Whoo, right? Left foot goes flat. Checking in with how the knees feel. Right leg might need to open more, might extend more. Sit tall, left hand behind you, right arm wraps around. Looking over the shoulder behind us. Take one more round of breath here. Slowly releasing, come around, wind. Hand or arm to the inside of the left leg. Fingers might go into the arch of the left foot as we look over the right shoulder. And then come back to center again. Unwind. Turn you onto the mat here. Let's do a reverse tabletop. So heels lined up with the sits bones. Hands behind, fingertips towards your glutes there. Ground the hands and the feet. Inhale. And exhale, slowly lifting up. Open, open. Look up. Maybe head and neck goes. Hang here, 2 more rounds of breath. And slightly lift your head up so you see your belly. Okay, so we're gonna try bringing our upper body almost like it's gonna thread through the arms. So the sits bones, the glutes go down, toes come off. Can you extend your legs and send your hips back? Now from here, some of you are able to lift a leg, or both, and then bring it back through. Lift, 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 lift. Head up and back. Inhale. Exhale, we're coming down. You can just have a seat or play. Toes come off. Send the hips back forward, folding in the upper body, and lift, lift, and lower. Whew, shake it. We don't know until we try, so I always would encourage you to try. Sit tall. Hands by your sides. So you can be fingertips, palms, knuckles, just something that allows you to press down to anchor, top crown of the head to lift up. Feel proud and tall. Flex the feet like crazy. Separate the toes. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then let's keep kind of like your, I'm not coming up with the right word right now, but it's like the spine stays long and there's cranking. So you're going to crank forward. Feel the big toes coming towards each other. So kick in the inner thighs. Maybe even bend the legs a little bit. Inhale, exhale, crank it forward. Crank, just like a little tighter.
A little tighter. And each time, as if you could make yourself taller and then crank it forward. As if you can go a little longer, taller, and crank it forward. And then our hands can start coming up forward towards the feet. And now a little bend might be happening in the back, along the spine. And eventually you'll get to a point where you're like, yeah, this is it, and then you'll be here now. So hands can stay as they are. You can thread under, grab a hold of the feet, grab a hold of the toes. Do what you will. We stay here, pulling the top of the head towards the toe, big toes, and dropping the face forward towards the legs. If it doesn't feel good, try bending the legs a little bit more, especially if there's any strain in the lower back. This is where we find the stillness. As things get crazy, we're trying to balance it all. Can you come back in and rebalance? Rebalance or just get steady and still and resettle. I don't know if rebalance is even a word. Slowly come up. Begin to bend your legs or slide yourself more towards the middle of the mat. We're going to have our block here. Let's place it between the thighs. We're going to come all the way down. So inhale tall and exhale, making your way down one vertebrae at a time. Once the head goes down, let's slide the feet in and up. So knees 90 degrees or just 90 degrees, and then squeezing onto that block. And first we'll have our arms bend, the elbows underneath the shoulders. Imagine you're holding a beach ball, a light beach ball there. And then inhale just where you are, and then exhale, can you feel the rib cage go downward and the belly button back? So if I had my hand on your belly, on the inhale I might feel it lift a little bit, and the exhale, rib cage down, belly button back. So now the hand doesn't really move its location, but there's space between the belly and the hand. And that's how we engage our transverse abdominals that run horizontally. So hopefully you got that. Keep that happening. And now just add on by squeezing the block so we bring the legs inward, kicking in our adductors. And the reason the arms are bent is so that there's no like popping off. So if you're here and you're squeezing, a lot of action can start happening in the shoulders, and we just want the stabilization. So do one more. And then get it so that you're a little release. Can you bring the feet halfway down? Or maybe some of you can go further down. Like there's eggshells down there and you don't want to squash them. So you're going really low and light. Inhale. Feel the pelvis, so the arch, the pelvic tilt back. So you feel that arch increase. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the knees back up over the hips. And that arch now decreases and you're pressing down into the mat. Same action. Space between that imaginary hand and the belly. Inhale, feet go down. Stay here, start breathing out. Pull the belly back. Keep pulling it back towards your mat. So there's now space between the hand and the belly. 2 more. This is actually a Pilates thing, but it's excellent for training ourselves to use our core with our breath. And if that's strong, then the rest of our limbs can do these poses like triangle pose and warriors, and we're safe, taking care, especially that lower back. Okay, last time. Exhale as you're lifting those knees up. And then we're going to take, your feet will come down, the block is to come out, yay, right? We're going to lift up into a bridge and slide the block underneath this direction. So inhale, let's lift it up, send it through. lower down to where it feels comfortable and right for you in the sacrum. And then let's lengthen our legs up. And at first, just these legs are hanging out against this imaginary wall. You can make it more active by straightening the legs more and flexing the feet more, and or letting the legs fall towards you slightly. And then let's let our legs go wide. My right leg gets kind of stuck here because of the wall, but let your legs go out wide. So I always call this east and west. And then bring your right leg towards the north and the left leg towards the south. And the left heel might touch the floor. You might bring it down here or let it just hover. Maybe you're up here. Come back east and west, so side to side. Left leg forward, right leg down. You can hold on to the block if that makes you feel better, more security. Come back and keep going. The balancing act, right? Can you pick up the pace? East and west, north and south. East and west, north and south. The next time you come to this north and south, maybe there's a crossover. So you're crossing the right leg towards the left leg over to the right, as if it's making the letter X, then go out wide. And then bring the right down, left towards you, cross, 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 cross. And back out wide. Ooh, can you hang here? Hands perhaps softly resting on the inside of the legs or bracing, helping support by the outside. There's always the option of bending the legs. Maybe you want to try that. Give it a try. Maybe the heels, the feet just flop down. They get to just chill out. And then we can work on just the knees going wider. Eyes can close. Come back to your breath here, while staying in the posture and the pose. If our legs are bent, can the bottoms of the feet find each other? And maybe the feet start lifting up towards the ceiling a little bit, and hands can grab a hold above the ankles, and you're using your forearms to press into keeping the width of the knees. Send the shoulders down, elbows down as we're pulling the feet towards us. One more round of breath here. And gently we'll guide the knees back to the center. Let's let the left leg find the floor and hands interlace underneath your right knee, guiding the right knee towards the chest and lengthening the left leg out. And as we stay here, you might start sending the right knee a little bit more over to the right shoulder. Always having the option of taking the block out if that doesn't feel good. Other option too, hand to hip, press down. Or imagine someone comes were to come over to you and can take their palm and press down and away so we can find some lengthening. And almost like grabbing a hold of the thigh and pressing it down and then turning it a little bit, rotating. Oh, hopefully that feels good. Another option here is to open up in the right leg, grab a hold of the foot or above the ankle, guiding the thigh down towards the earth there. And begin to bend this left leg. Go back to that figure 4 that we've done. And just open out for a second. So we're just sending the right knee down. And can you kind of balance out in the hips? So if we place our base of the palms on the hip bones, can you level them out?
And walk the left foot away. And the right leg goes long as you guide the left knee in, pulling the knee to the chest as the right leg gets to lengthen. And breathe. Length from the back of the head, all the way down the back body, down through the leg. Remember that color you chose? Can you see the color within you again? And perhaps we start opening up the left knee to the left now, right hand to the right hip. Open, open, guide that right hip and invite it to go down. Turn and rotate the right thigh as if the heel is grounded, right heel is grounded, but that you can open the right thigh and turn it out. And then going into that option of opening up in the leg so the leg bends and the hand might grab a hold, pulling the thigh down. Begin to release, bending the right leg, finding that figure four, balancing out in the hips. Here we are. Walking your right foot away so left foot can come down, lifting up into that bridge so that the block can come out. Go to your side. Take a long stretch, arms overhead, legs below you, stretch it out. Maybe there's a little side to side that wants to happen. If there's anything else you want to do, go for it. Otherwise, let's take ourselves, arms down to the sides into our Shavasana. Palms are up. Fill up again with that color you chose. Let it marinate through the whole body and down into the earth. Either choosing to stay here longer or join me as we slowly make our way up to a seated pose, keeping the eyes closed. Bending one leg at a time, rolling over to one side. Bottom arm is your pillow, head rests. Top hand touches the earth. Taking that breath in and out. Pressing the right hand down, or whatever hand that is, press it down to guide you up to your seat. Again, keeping your eyes closed if possible. Bringing your hands to heart center. Seeing that color within us. How do we feel now versus when we first began? May we be balanced. And when we're not, that we come back to our breath. Namaste.